What's up, you guys? I'm Dan. This is Frugal Not Cheap. Elon Musk said that with full self-driving version 12, we would be seeing rapid iterations with all kinds of new features and all this progress. Is that the case? What's going on with FSD version 12? Alright guys, so I thought it'd be best to kind of talk about the subject while using Tesla's full self-driving. This is FSD version 12.3.6, and I've actually got to go and return some microphones that I was using in a couple of recent videos. They have inbuilt noise suppression, which worked really well at home, but I actually filmed this video that we're refilming today earlier, and I'm redoing it now because the noise canceling while on the road with all the ambient noise that's on board was just absolutely atrocious. So we're going back to wired, and we're going to do all of the noise adjustment, using the DaVinci software, which worked much better. But anyway, on to full self-driving here once we get FSD engaged. All right, guys, FSD is engaged. And I have to hit the clicker here for this gate, but we'll get there. So one nice improvement, hopefully you can see there, I don't know how the lighting is, they have now a much larger notification in the latest Tesla software to tell you to keep your hands on the wheel. And so I really like that. It's just it was a little bit easier to miss the old one, and this new one stands out really nicely, so that's quite good. So here's the thing with Tesla's full self-driving is that, if you are someone that's watching on X all the time and you're seeing all the posts from, Holdmar's catalog and, Dirty Tesla and Chuck Cook and all these OG testers, you're seeing that they're constantly getting FSD version updates. And it looks really, really exciting. It looks like we're getting all this rapid progress going on. But I've been kind of taking a step back and thinking about that a little bit and realizing that actually it's going a whole lot more slowly for kind of like an average Joe like me, although especially maybe so for someone like me who's got an older car, a legacy car. So a couple things are going on there. If you're one of the OG testers, of course, you get the versions much quicker than others. But then also, there are some differences in terms of hardware variants. So some hardware is getting updates more quickly and more often than others. And it's been a real wide bifurcation that happened most recently, where the latest version of FSD, version 12.5, only came out for AI for hardware 4 cars and not for hardware 3 cars. And so that makes me a little bit nervous because I've got a hardware 3 car, but not only do I have a hardware 3 car, but I have a legacy car. So this is a Model S or X that was put together, that was sold before early 2021. So it could be like a late 2020 car, really not that old now here in August of 2024. But it would be outdated in a sense in terms of the hardware there. Now that doesn't mean that we're not going to get FSD version 12.5. I'm just saying that we don't have it yet, and hopefully we'll be getting it soon. What seems to be going on, and this is kind of against what Elon was saying before. He was saying before that until they get this new training cluster up and running at Giga Texas, that everything's going to be done still for hardware 3, and that hardware 4 cluster was going to be, when they started making versions just for hardware 4. But then when 12.5 came out, we quickly learned that it is only for hardware 4, and that they're going to have to perform some kinds of optimizations in order to get the model to run on hardware 3, because it has 5 times as many parameters as the previous model. So it's a little bit unclear to me whether all of the video data that it's ingesting is all hardware 3 video data or if it's hardware 4 data. And so it's, the whole thing's a little bit unclear, but we do know that the model is just too big to run quickly and efficiently, or quick enough anyway, on hardware 3, and that they're going to have to perform these optimizations in order to get that to work on hardware 3 cars. So hopefully that's coming, because taking a step back and looking at, how many updates of FSD that I've really gotten, the versions, the version numbers go like major version, then dot, then minor version, and then dot, and then a patch. And sometimes there's even a dot after that and another little one. But essentially, I got version 10.69. Gosh, I don't know exactly when it was, a couple years ago, I guess, or maybe 18. I'll put the exact amount of time here up there. So 10.69 I had running for a little while. And then the following year, which is about a year ago, so yeah, it was probably only 18 months since I got 10.69. Anyway, so the following year, we did get version 11, which merged the city and the highway stacks. And I really enjoyed version 11.3.6. So those were like the two major versions that I got, and then they came out with 11.4, and it really kind of ruined version 11. I didn't think it was very good. And then finally, early this year, 2024, so much later, we're talking about, I think, I don't know how many months, but many months later, we finally got version 12 on a legacy Model S running hardware 3 like my car. And in many ways, it's a big step change. It's performing very, very well, except for a couple of annoying habits, like where it was hugging the right-hand side of the lane, and sometimes it looks like it's going to curb. One time I did have it end up hitting the kind of grazing a curb one time on a right-hand turn. So that was really unfortunate. And I've been a lot more careful ever since. Luckily, it didn't cause any damage. It's just kind of grazed the tire on the curb a little bit, and not the wheel itself. We didn't get any rim rash. But in any case, so that was version 12.3.4 that we got 3 months ago. And since that time, we got a minor update of 12.3.6. Didn't really notice any improvement, if any. And I've been stuck on that now for, again, about 3 months we've been on this version with nothing new coming out. So we'll keep an eye. But I guess my main point is that if you're looking at, the OG testers or all the different versions you're seeing floating around on X, it looks like there's tons of stuff happening, but actually there are very few versions that are actually making it out to the wider fleet like mine. And then to top things off, Elon had said that there were going to be all these major features that were going to be coming out like every 2 weeks, every month, or something like that. And I just haven't seen that, right? Definitely not for my car, which has only had, again, one real version of FSD version 12 come out for it. So we'll see what's going to happen in the future. The parameters are much larger for this version 12.5 than the 12.4, which I never even saw, and the 12.3, which I do have. But at the same time, I haven't seen, at least like any specific major features that have been talked about that have come along with these releases, these upgrades from 12.3 to 12.4 to 12.5. So, hold on, I'm just got to park here. I could have had the car park itself probably, actually, but what are you going to do? Anyway, so we made it disengagement free and intervention free as well to our destination. It's a short drive, so should be expected. But at the same time, you got to see how FSD supervised did well with those cones, which used to give it a total apoplexy. Like it would just freak out about cones before, and now it does them with aplomb. So, I don't want to say that I haven't seen any improvements in the software. I certainly have. I'm pretty happy with FSD version 12. The only big issue is, again, initially, where it hugs the right-hand side of the curb too much, the right-hand side of the lane too much. If they would fix that, man, I would be really, really happy with this version for now, and I'm looking forward to seeing the future updates. But at the same time, I just wanted us to be a little bit clear and honest about how some of the things that Elon has been really optimistic about have not turned out to be true just yet. Now, I do think that in the long run, we are going to see all the stuff that he's saying is going to happen. However, the super rapid iterations and major improvements and features coming, every couple weeks or month with version 12, that has not come to pass. And the other thing we haven't seen, the other thing that wasn't really true, is now we have this kind of a hardware constraint that's already coming into play. And he was indicating that this wasn't going to come into play for much later, or well, I don't know about much later, but later in the year or next year anyway. So that's a bit unfortunate, but we could be seeing a hardware 3 version of FSD 12.5 coming out really any day now. This is August 12th that I'm filming it on. It's entirely possible they put out a version that comes out, the weekend that you're watching this video, or the following weekend. So we'll see, but rest assured that once it does come out, of course, I'll be testing it out, letting you know my thoughts, and showing you how it performs on our test route. So with that, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.